Welcome to Book Babble. I'm Definitive D, and today we're talking about what I read in October. So October was a really good book month for me. I finished 3 books as well as some graphic novels, and I think what really helped me was the fact that we were traveling. We did go to Toronto for Buffer Festival, and so that gave me some opportunities to sit and read. So without further ado, let's take a look at my October reads. For the first 4 days of October, I was on fire. I was reading a graphic novel a day, and I finished, or at least I think I finished, an entire series. So there's number 1 in the Detective Comics series, Faces of Death. Volume 2, Scare Tactics. Volume 3, Emperor Penguin, which was one of my favorites out of the series. And finally, wrapping that one up, The Wrath. Now, the thing I really enjoyed about these ones, I've never read Batman in comic book form, so it was really awesome just to see what it had to offer. I thought the illustrations were a little bit darker than I personally like. I think Adam West, the 60s Batman, the really cheesy pow, kapow, zap, zoinks kind of a guy. But I still enjoyed this one. I would recommend reading this series. I do have to caution you that it is a bit dark. So if that's not your kind of thing, then maybe shy away from it. But otherwise, go for it. I'm just going to finish going over the graphic novels that I read and then getting into the novels. So, the other one I picked up was The 12, which is a Marvel one. Oh my goodness. The reason I really like this one is the complete series, which I always like because I'm a completionist, and if I don't have all of them, I feel really bad. And I also like reading series after they've finished, so I know exactly what sort of a commitment I'm in. This group of 12 gets captured and cryogenically frozen, and it's the story of their lives as they get unfrozen. It's an adjustment period for them, seeing if they can handle being able to live in the future. The only thing I will say about the 12 is there is a serious lackage of female representation. There's only 1 out of the 12 that is female, but I mean, that's superheroes for you. I mean, unless you're going in for the Wonder Woman or the Spider Woman, you're going to see a misrepresentation of women. That's the only thing I would say that isn't so great about this one. But overall, it's a good read. Because it's Halloween, I had to read some scary books. And the first one that I grabbed was Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. This one, I did do a review of it. I'll link it below. This is set in a IKEA-like store called Orsk, and there's some happenings in the middle of the night. So the next one I picked specifically to read on the plane, heading to Toronto, and I chose it because I figured that it would be one of those books that you know that if there's someone next to you who's kind of a chatty Cathy and they want to talk to you, reading this book, it kind of gave a clear understanding that, hey, I want to read my book. Please leave me alone. And that book was the fantastically creepy Psycho. Now, obviously, this is the book that inspired Alfred Hitchcock's fantastic novel. When Alfred Hitchcock bought the rights for this book to turn into his film, he went out and purchased every copy of the book all across America. He had people scouring used bookstores, brand new bookstores, wanted to purchase as many copies of this as possible so that people didn't know what was going on. So they couldn't read the book first, see the movie, know the spoiler. Psycho was great. I read it on the plane, on the way there, and I would really recommend it. It's a fantastic book. The last book I finished was On the Way Home from Toronto, and it was also another Alfred Hitchcock adaptation, The Trouble with Harry. So the trouble with Harry is that no one actually knows who killed Harry. Everyone kind of has a bit of a claim. They think that they were the ones that killed him. Obviously, in the book, you will find out. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Go out and check that one out. It's really fun. It's not as spooky, creepy as Psycho. It's more of a fun, lighthearted read, but check it out nonetheless. So that is all. That's everything that I read this month. Let me know in the comments below, what is one of your favorite horror books? I'd like to know. I'm not very familiar with the genre, but I'm curious now, especially after this month. As always, I will see you guys in the next video. And from me to you, I hope your day is just tickety-boo. Bye, guys.